Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
You said this place was steps from the water.
We just haven't found the steps yet.
How much did we save?
Enough.
Enough to get lost?
Or you could book a stay with Hilton.
Welcome to your oceanfront room. Just steps from the water.
The Hilton sale is on now. Book on Hilton.com or the Hilton app and save up to 20% to get the stay you expected. When you want savings, not surprises, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
You know, I heard you come down this way because I knew you were going to be setting up for us to record today. Mm-hmm. And then I heard you peeing. And I thought that you were peeing in my bathroom, and I got like this surge of anger. So I really need to examine that.
I can be a loud peer. But secondly, let's explore that a little bit. Why would you be angry if I peed in your bathroom?
I hated the idea of a boy peeing in my bathroom.
Well, there's a legitimate concern there for sure.
I think I've become a little spoiled.
I think maybe you're jealous that as a boy, I can pretty much pee anywhere.
I don't think that's the case at all. I can pee anywhere, too.
Well, that's true. It's
have to wash my pants afterwards. So, there.
Yeah, well, you got me beat on that front. For some reason, you never said this, but for some reason, I have this instinct that you would have been mad if I had peed in your bathroom.
Not mad.
It would have bothered you.
Like, as an adult, I have the ability to have, like, knee-jerk emotions, examine them, determine if they are appropriate for outside my body, and then move forward appropriately.
What did you determine in this case?
Well, I determined that it wasn't okay to be angry at you for using my bathroom. So I wasn't anymore. I said, no, that's okay. He's allowed to. It's, which I think is a skill that some people just don't have, by the way. And that's on Healing and Therapy.
Well, look at us growing.
Oh, yeah.
And changing.
But also don't. It's not that I would be mad about it. I just don't want you to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand it.
Thank you.
And for those of you just joining us and you're not familiar with how our relationship is structured, we are married, we love each other dearly, and it started by us sleeping in separate bedrooms most of the time because I snore, and I was at it last night too. Oh my God.
I could not believe you're snoring.
I fell asleep on my back. That's the problem.
Oh,
anyway,
I see.
Because of that, Kat started sleeping in the guest bedroom, and it just kind of evolved over time. Mm-hmm. Now you pretty much sleep in there all the time.
Yeah.
And because each of our bedrooms is attached to a bathroom, I think that the most logical progression would be, well, that's your bathroom, this one's mine.
I'm sure everyone's so glad to be along for this ride.
Yeah,
let's discuss the progression of our bathroom usage.
Let's move things along, shall we? It's the Inbox of Oddities. Kat and Jethro, a few months ago, you talked briefly about people constantly seeing 1111 after becoming aware of it. I think you called it the universe's most passive-aggressive notification. Yeah, I recall that. At the time, I rolled my eyes because I'm very much there's always a logical explanation person. Mm-hmm. And then apparently my brain took that as a challenge. The next day, when I picked up my phone, it was 11:11. Didn't think too much about it. But after that, it started happening constantly. The microwave timer, car clock, receipts, random YouTube timestamps. That's been happening with me a lot more recently, weirdly enough. A hotel room number. At first, I thought it was just confirmation bias, which honestly, it probably is. Mm-hmm. Once your brain tags something as important, you notice it more often.
Of
totally
course.
Normal psychology. Yeah, that's true. That does happen. But the frequency became ridiculous. That's kind of how we dealt with it, too. At first, oh, isn't that funny, huh? And then it's just all the friggin' time.
Yeah.
One night, I woke up from a dead sleep, absolutely convinced somebody had called my name. I looked at the clock beside my bed, 11:11.
Ew.
Another time, I was listening to your show while cleaning the kitchen and randomly glanced at the playback bar on the episode. And just as I did, it hit 11 minutes, 11 seconds. That one actually made me stop what I was doing. Then my daughter got involved unintentionally. She's 9. I had never mentioned anything of this to her because I didn't want it to sound like I was insane. Mm-hmm. A few days ago, we were driving home from school pickup when she suddenly asked me, Mom, why do I keep seeing 11:11 everywhere? Oh, it's leaked. I genuinely got chills. Turns out she's been noticing it on classroom clocks and her tablet for weeks. Again, there are rational explanations. Humans are pattern-seeking animals. But now every time I see 11:11, I think about your show, which means if this is some kind of curse, technically this is all your fault. Love the podcast. Stephanie from Michigan. It is weird. I mean, we've seen it in some of the strangest places.
I think it's also interesting, there's a mindfulness technique that involves starting your day by saying, today I'm going to pay attention to the color blue. Mm-hmm. And so maybe this in a way is just mindfulness.
Maybe. And then every time you see it, it reinforces that.
Right.
Well, that makes total sense. But it is a weird phenomenon. And it's happening worldwide.
I got a message from Jordan staying at the Lemp Mansion tonight.
Oh, my God.
We've stayed on the 3rd floor before, but we booked the William Lemp suite this time. We are the only ones staying, so we have free reign over the entire mansion. And then I got a bunch of photos, which I am obsessed with. And I'm sorry, I know this is just because I already know stuff in my brain.
Right.
Every picture looks haunted.
Well, yeah, I would imagine it does. Now, if I recall the story about the Lemp family, they were sort of, I guess you could describe it as cursed. There were a lot of unnatural deaths over periods of generations. I know for one, for sure, they ended their life by suicide, maybe more than one. But it does have a very dark history. And I am so jealous.
Of the dark history?
No, of them being there.
It's just an awkward sentence.
I understand. I'm known for those. My dearest Mama and Papa Freak, greetings from beautiful Nelson County, Virginia. My name's Amanda. I'm a rural mail carrier who lives for crazy stories told to me by kindred spirits to get me through the day. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you so much for everything that you do and for hanging out with me, educating me, and keeping me company while I'm out on my routes. Secondly, I wanted to share with you the conversation that took place between me and 3 friends this evening. Freak flag flying loud and proud. Amanda hugs, kisses, and she sent me screenshots and I downloaded them. Let me see here.
I was like, wow, that wasn't much of a story.
She messaged a couple of friends of hers, and she told them about the story we did about the guy who had his foot amputated and then made tacos out of it.
Yeah.
Foot tacos?
Of course. That's come up a couple times this week.
Zachary responded to her message, no, OMFG, and then Benjamin in all capitals, OMG. And then I learned about that on one of my favorite podcasts, the Box of Oddities, and sent a link. And Benjamin said, that sounds like a cool podcast. I might take a peek tomorrow during work. LOL.
Thank you.
And then ask them if you can have your gallbladder. Benjamin writes, Mabel would love it. Zachary writes, oh my God, freeze dry it. They love that stuff. And then they wrote, gallbladder tacos. Well, we're happy to be able to provide you with interesting facts and some reading material. Maybe bathroom reading material. Just don't go into Kat's bathroom.
We have a lot of mail carrier listeners, and I love that because it makes so much sense. You're just spending a lot of time, by yourself and doing your routes and such.
Yeah. Also, long-haul truckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day I was getting a tattoo, and I ended up talking to some of the other patrons of the tattoo shop, and I said that a lot of our listeners drive truck.
Yeah.
And that boy looked at me like, I'm sorry. He what now?
Yeah, that is such a Maine term.
It really is.
Yeah, he drives truck.
It never occurred to me that it wasn't a normal thing to say.
It's weird.
And that's how we learn.
Some things are impossible to miss, like an elephant in the room, or a bull in a china shop, or this season's amazing offers, brought to you by PayPal. Discover offers from hundreds of brands like Viator, Allbirds, and Tory Burch right in the PayPal app. Save an offer before you check out with PayPal and earn unlimited rewards. Download the PayPal app to get started. Terms and exclusions apply. See paypal.com/rewards terms.
Wishing you could be there live for the big game, soaking up the atmosphere of the crowd. But too often, life gets busy, or the price holds you back. Priceline is here to help you make it happen. With millions of deals on flights, hotels, and rental cars, you can go see the game live. Don't just dream about the trip, book it with Priceline. Download the Priceline app or visit Priceline.com. Actual prices may vary. Limited time offer.
Busy Girl writes us, okay, dear Cat, I came across these shoes in a podiatrist's IG post, but I didn't save them. Then I spent a chunk of time searching for it. I messed up my algorithm. But anyway, this guy was saying that the shoes with the thick cloud-like soles make your feet forget how to balance and keep you from walking correctly. That was one of the points that he made. I did write down ones that he recommended. HF Stride barefoot shoes. Ooh, I don't know about barefoot shoes. That weirds me out. Is it just built so it's like you're walking barefoot?
Or are they the shoes that have like the little toe things, like gloves for fingers?
I watched a bunch of other podiatrist posts looking for this one post, and the shoes the other guys were recommending were brands this guy was dissing. See, that's the thing.
Yeah,
there's so much shoe misinformation out there.
Please don't confuse me about my zapatos.
My own favorites, and I don't know if ASICS makes them anymore, were the ASIC Gel Equation. I sometimes search for them on my eBay at 2 a.m. and then come to the sense that this girl has enough shoes to last the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad that you have shoes that work for you. I am still on the shoe search.
It's been a lifelong mission to find the right shoe for Katrina Walls. And it used to be for me as a child, due to my incredible fear, and legitimately so, of Brannick foot device. It still terrifies me when I see one. Hey guys, had a weird sort of boo effect from the past in the future. I listen to the back catalog, and then when a new episode comes out, I listen here and then switch back again. As soon as the episode ended with Kat talking about trousers, the necropants, I go back to pick up where I left off in the catalog. I'm on an episode called Haunted Highways and Trouser Trauma. Now, I'm wondering how many times have I heard you both talk about pants before? LOL. That's from Paul. Quite a bit, I'm sure, because pants are hilarious. Just the word pants. It's funny.
Pants is a funny word.
It's a funny, funny word.
I had a dream not long ago that my friends Amber, Keegan, and I were traveling, and when we got to where we were going, we ran into Noel Fielding, and Noel and I somehow got talking about comedy, and we were discussing like the ins and outs and the science of comedy, and I was having like this really amazing, interesting conversation, and Amber and Keegan were kind of like, yeah, this isn't why we came on this trip, and they went to go do other things, and I was like, man, I hope they're not mad at me, but when am I going to have the opportunity to talk about comedy with Noel Fielding again? Never. So I'm taking advantage of it, and I felt really selfish, but I was allowing myself to be selfish, and I think that sometimes we have to.
Especially in one's dreams.
Valerie wrote us, JG and Kat, my husband got a job at the Cryptid Museum in Bangor.
Oh my.
If you visit this summer and see him there, please reinforce that Bigfoot does in fact live in our woods.
Yeah, we'll make sure to do that. I'm excited to see. You and I went to the old Cryptid Museum in Portland that Lauren Coleman had, but moving to Bangor, I think, was really cool because they did grab that old Art Deco building that was really kind of run down, and they've done a very good job in fixing it up and making it look nice again and not smelling like a redemption center.
Improvements for sure.
With a hint of ham. In a recent episode, we had a special guest for Thing in the Middle. We had Lindsay Schnebley join us, of course, my co-host on The Shallow End with Schnebley and Toth. And we did a list of reasons why you should listen to The Shallow End, and this was one of Lindsay's.
It's number 3, because The Shallow End answers the important questions mainstream media is too cowardly to ask. Questions like, why does every small-town motel smell faintly of chlorine? And who keeps buying ceramic roosters? And most important, at what age does a man begin making involuntary sound effects when sitting down?
Now, I'm not only doing it when I sit down, I do it when I stand up, too.
You're doing it 24/7.
And I thought, when we wrote that, ceramic roosters would be a very obscure thing. But then we get this, I'm going to play the audio from a video. Heather sent it.
So I was just listening to your Thing in the Middle this week, and we buy ceramic roosters. Yep. Look at that big guy right there. Yep.
I actually know 3 people who collect roosters.
Ceramic ones specifically? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you just started collecting ceramic puppies.
I wouldn't say I'm collecting them.
What would denote a collection? You've got like 5? That would be a collection, wouldn't it? Or are you saying that you're not actively seeking them out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the thing.
Okay. They're just falling in your lap, like seeing 11:11 all
right.
the time. Yeah.
There was a lady and she was like, I have these and do you want them? And I was like, yes. And then I drove 45 minutes and gave her money for them. It just happened. Stephen wrote us the kiss casket.
Yeah.
That we talked about during a Thing in the Middle, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It also played music.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine walking through a cemetery?
And hearing Strutter? I know a thing or two about her.
Like, is that coming from the ground? Stephen followed up with, question, if you can't take off the necropants, how do you go to the bathroom? Or is that how the pee is stored in the balls meme got started? Well, how would you store pee and all those coins? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the idea is that the necropants, they grow onto you. So maybe your urethra becomes their urethra, that kind of thing.
Doesn't make any sense, because if you pass the pants along, how would you cut them off?
No, it's like it's a magical thing. I don't know.
I get that question because that's what popped into my mind too, and
Sure.
and I pictured a pair of pants made out of human skin with a little trap door in the back with buttons on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's creepy,
but functional.
Buttons on skin makes me feel a certain kind of way that I can't quite verbalize, but I hate it.
You might have a touch of trypophobia.
Ugh, I do not care for that. Let's move along.
Greeting, freak parents. I want to tell you all about how I sent my aspirations to the universe days after Christmas last year. It was December 30th, and as I believe that the universe is God, I sent my positive affirmations out to the heavens. I asked for help to lose weight, stop smoking, and save money. I woke up New Year's Day with the worst chest infection of my life. After a day of me sleeping in my car to be able to sit upright so I could breathe, my son phoned an ambulance, and long story short, I was rushed to the hospital pretty much on the verge of dying.
Oh my gosh.
They took me to a resus cubicle, swabbed me for superflu, which was making the rounds at the time, and sent me for a chest x-ray. 10 minutes later, the nurse who had swabbed me appeared in full PPE to tell me, yeah, you have superflu, and your x-ray is showing a developing case of double pneumonia. You know what the French word for pneumonia is?
I do not.
Pneumonie.
No.
Isn't that beautiful?
Really?
Pneumonie. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember from my 9th grade French class.
It feels like you made it up.
I was isolated in the resus cubicle for 3 days. I felt like John Travolta in The Boy in the Bubble.
Why does the boy in the bubble make me think of your sister?
Because she has really bad asthma.
Maybe. Maybe.
It was very isolating and a scary experience, but I had you guys in my earbuds. The only company and comfort that I had. There was a picture of 2 red mushrooms on the wall. And at some point, they became you guys talking to each other.
Oh, that's so creepy.
I was very hypoxic and ill. Ooh, us as mushrooms. That's weird.
I buy it. That is your next challenge, freaks. Us as mushrooms.
I'm attaching a photo I managed to take of the mushrooms. I was convinced that the one on the top was JG and the one below was Cat. I also remember thinking, look at JG looking at Cat. He loves her so much.
Oh.
Even as fungi, we love each other. I'm recovered now. Fun fact, when I was finally discharged after 6 days, I had lost 8 pounds. I was 160 pounds richer, hadn't bought any cigarettes for a week, and had effectively stopped smoking. The universe is listening, Freak Fam, but be warned, it has a wicked sense of irony. It's from Melanie.
It's like when you ask for things from a genie. He's going to figure out a weird-ass way to give them to you.
Yeah, and attached is a picture of her pocket British bulldog. They go on to say, her name is Stevie Licks. Mama loves her some Fleetwood Mac. She's the first girly dog I've ever had. Aww. Thanks, Melanie. I'm so glad you're feeling better.
This is a Bose moment. You've been there. Small talk's going nowhere, but then the Bose speaker kicks in. Music you can feel fills the room, and no more chat with Danny from accounts. Your life deserves music. Your music deserves Bose. Find your perfect product at Bose.com.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. Grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/smallbusiness.
Becky wrote us, hey, weirdo me here again. So I went on the Freaks Facebook page and I'm organizing a pickup trash day in your honor.
Oh.
I love it so much. I believe we may be calling it Trash of Oddities, but that's up for debate. Would you be willing to pick a date this summer that we could do it? My only personal requirement is that it be on a non-holiday weekend, only because I travel a lot for work and I'm only home on weekends.
Sure.
Any hoozle, thanks. No, thank you, Becky. I love this idea.
I love how when you thank people for saying or doing something that is kind of a compliment to you, you become very aggressive.
Shut up. Anyway, I love it. I don't have a specific date in mind, but I am absolutely down for whatever day you pick. My only requirement is that it not be July 11th, because that's our anniversary. And I don't want trash to be associated with the happiest day of my life.
I think that's a legitimate request.
Thank you.
Brett writes, oh my God, I am a grown-ass man, so I'm not totally familiar with fangirl squealing, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened in my car this morning on my way to work.
Oh, yay!
Do you guys have any idea how happy it made me when you guys read my letter? Aww. In box 77, it's like I'm on cloud 9 all friggin' day. I feel like a damn celebrity. Lots of love, Brett. I hope, Brett, you've pulled over while you're listening to this.
I know
a thing or two about her.
Okay.
By the way, I prefer the studio version over the live version of that.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm a Kiss purist.
You know, I have very few songs that I don't prefer the studio version.
What's one that you prefer the live version of?
Breakdown by Tom Petty.
You like the live version better?
Mm-hmm.
Better? Interesting. I would go with, go back a little bit further than that, Show Me the Way by Peter Frampton. The live version is the quintessential version. If you go back and listen to the studio version, it just sounds empty and thin.
My Ding-a-Ling, I think, is better live.
Yes. I don't think it was ever released as a studio cut.
Sure was.
Chuck Berry released that as a studio cut?
Yeah, I had the album.
What? Because all I know is the live version. That was the hit. Oh, my God. And by the way, that was his only #1 record. How weird is that? Chuck Berry. And the only #1 he had was My Ding-a-Ling.
That's upsetting. I didn't know that. We were tagged on Instagram. And so naturally, what's that all about? Thank you much. And Willina Perry tagged us on a post by Rhea May looking for podcast recommendations. Willina wrote, check out Box of Oddities podcast, Ghosts, Crime, Oddities, Humanity at its Weirdest. I can't tell you how much I appreciate, one, you recommending our podcast. That makes me feel really nice. Thank you. Also, your description of the podcast makes it sound very cool.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll change our positioning statement.
Right?
To that. That's pretty great.
We got to reach out to Lindsay and have him recut our intro. Ghosts, crimes, oddities, humanity at its weirdest.
I love it.
The Box of Oddities.
And we do appreciate you sharing with your friends. And if you haven't had a chance to do that, we would really appreciate it. It helps us continue doing this. We're grateful for that because it's really all we have. It's all we do is this. We don't have real jobs anymore.
Well, recently I have started Instacarting.
That's true.
And I dog sit. And I've been selling my clothes on Poshmark.
This is all for part of your fundraiser for Straying North Pet Rescue. Curator at theboxofoddities.com. That's how you can get in touch with us.
Oh, and I have plants for sale.
Oh, you do?
Let me know if you are interested in a mother of thousands. I have several that I can box up and send to you if it's legal in your state.
We'll see you next time.
Until then, keep flying that freak flag.
And fly it proudly, you beautiful freak.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Did you know if your windows are bare, indoor temperatures can go up 20 degrees? Turn the temperature down with Blinds.com and get up to 50% off custom window treatments like solar roller shades and more during the Memorial Day mega sale. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro handle everything, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 50% off site-wide and huge savings on doorbusters right now during the Memorial Day mega sale at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.